Hey, guys! Welcome back to Alpha Nutrition, your go-to channel for all things health related. In today's video, we'll be discussing whether alcoholism is considered a mental illness and if so, why. Firstly, it's important to understand that addiction is not a choice, but rather a complex brain disorder. Addiction can affect anyone, regardless of their background, and it's not a reflection of a person's willpower or morality. Now, let's talk specifically about alcoholism. According to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, DSM-5, alcohol use disorder, AUD, is a diagnosable mental health condition characterized by an individual's excessive drinking that leads to significant distress or impairment in daily life. It's important to note that not everyone who drinks alcohol is considered to have AUD. In fact, most people who drink alcohol do so in moderation and without any negative consequences. However, for those who struggle with alcoholism, the consequences can be severe and long-lasting. But why is alcoholism considered a mental illness? Well, it's because the prolonged use of alcohol can lead to changes in brain function, which can cause a person to continue drinking despite negative consequences. Alcoholism can also lead to other mental health conditions, such as anxiety and depression. This is because alcohol can disrupt the balance of neurotransmitters in the brain, leading to changes in mood and behavior. Furthermore, alcoholism can be influenced by a person's genetics and environment. Studies have shown that individuals with a family history of alcoholism are more likely to develop the condition themselves. Additionally, environmental factors such as stress and trauma can also increase a person's risk of developing alcoholism. So, to answer the question of whether alcoholism is a mental illness, the answer is yes. It's important to understand that alcoholism is not a choice, but rather a complex brain disorder that requires professional treatment and support. If you or someone you know is struggling with alcoholism or any other mental health condition, it's important to seek help from a qualified healthcare professional. So, what causes alcoholism? The truth is, it's not entirely clear. Alcoholism can be attributed to a complex interaction of genetic, environmental, and social factors. It's believed that genetics can play a role in increasing the risk of alcoholism. People with a family history of alcoholism are more likely to develop the condition themselves. Environmental and social factors can also contribute to alcoholism. For example, a stressful home life, social or cultural acceptance of heavy drinking, and availability of alcohol can all be risk factors for developing alcoholism. Additionally, mental health disorders such as anxiety and depression can increase the risk of alcoholism. But what about the idea that alcoholism is a mental illness? Is there any truth to that? According to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, alcoholism is a form of alcohol use disorder, AUD. AUD is defined as a chronic relapsing brain disease characterized by compulsive alcohol use, loss of control over alcohol intake, and a negative emotional state when not using. AUD is classified as a mental health disorder in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, 5th edition, DSM-5. This means that alcoholism is recognized as a mental illness by mental health professionals. In fact, research has shown that people with alcoholism are more likely to have other mental health disorders such as depression, anxiety, and bipolar disorder. So, why is alcoholism considered a mental illness? The answer lies in the effect that alcohol has on the brain. When a person drinks alcohol, it can change the levels of certain chemicals in the brain, such as dopamine and gamma-aminobutyric acid, GABA. Over time, these changes can lead to a dependence on alcohol and a loss of control over drinking. Furthermore, people with alcoholism may experience withdrawal symptoms when they stop drinking, including anxiety, tremors, and seizures. These symptoms are a result of the brain's attempt to restore balance after prolonged alcohol use. In conclusion, alcoholism is a complex condition that can have both genetic and environmental causes. It's classified as a mental health disorder and is recognized by mental health professionals as a form of alcohol use disorder. Alcoholism is caused by changes in the brain's chemistry that lead to a dependence on alcohol and a loss of control over drinking. Understanding the causes of alcoholism can help individuals seek appropriate treatment and support. In addition to the potential genetic and environmental factors that can contribute to alcoholism, there are also certain mental health conditions that can make individuals more susceptible to developing the disorder. For example, individuals who suffer from depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, are more likely to develop alcohol use disorder. Furthermore, alcohol abuse can also worsen symptoms of these mental health conditions, creating a vicious cycle. One reason why mental health conditions and alcoholism may be linked is that they both affect similar parts of the brain. Alcoholism can cause changes in brain chemistry and function, and mental health conditions also involve imbalances in neurotransmitters and brain circuitry. It is also possible that individuals with certain mental health conditions turn to alcohol as a form of self-medication, as alcohol can temporarily alleviate symptoms of depression and anxiety. However, it is important to note that not all individuals with mental health conditions will develop alcoholism, and not all individuals with alcoholism have a mental health condition. Treatment for alcoholism often involves a combination of medication, therapy, and support groups. In cases where a co-occurring mental health condition is present, treatment may also involve addressing that condition through therapy and medication. In conclusion, alcoholism is a complex disorder that can have a range of causes, including genetic and environmental factors, as well as certain mental health conditions. It is important to understand the link between mental health and alcoholism in order to effectively treat individuals with the disorder and improve their overall well-being. According to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, NIA, alcoholism is a chronic and often relapsing brain disease that causes compulsive alcohol seeking and consumption, despite the negative consequences that come with it. Alcoholism can lead to a variety of health problems, including liver disease, cancer, and mental health disorders like depression and anxiety. While the exact cause of alcoholism is still unknown, research suggests that genetics, environment, and mental health all play a role. For example, a person with a family history of alcoholism may be more likely to develop the disorder, as genetics can influence how the body processes alcohol. Additionally, environmental factors like stress, trauma, and peer pressure can contribute to the development of alcoholism. Many people wonder if alcoholism is considered a mental illness, and the answer is yes. The American Psychiatric Association classifies alcohol use disorder as a substance use disorder, which is a type of mental illness. Substance use disorders are characterized by a persistent pattern of substance use that leads to significant impairment or distress. Alcoholism is considered a mental illness because it can cause changes in the brain that affect a person's behavior, thoughts, and emotions. Over time, alcoholism can lead to physical and psychological dependence on alcohol, making it difficult to quit drinking even when a person wants to. Furthermore, alcoholism often co-occurs with other mental health disorders like depression, anxiety, and bipolar disorder. These conditions can contribute to the development of alcoholism, and they can also be exacerbated by alcohol use. Treatment for alcoholism typically involves a combination of medication, therapy, and support groups like Alcoholics Anonymous, AA. Medications like naltrexone, acamprosate, and disulfiram can help reduce alcohol cravings and prevent relapse. Therapy, including cognitive behavioral therapy and motivational interviewing, can help a person develop coping skills and address the underlying issues that contribute to their alcohol use. In summary, alcoholism is a chronic brain disease that causes compulsive alcohol seeking and consumption, despite negative consequences. It is considered a mental illness because it can cause changes in the brain that affect a person's behavior, thoughts, and emotions. However, alcoholism is treatable, and seeking professional help is an important step toward recovery. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Alpha Nutrition for more informative videos on health and wellness.